I reviewed this lens last year for the full frame Sony E mount lens, but it has made its way to the Fujifilm X mount. And I'm talking about the TTartisans 75mm f2, everybody. I've already spoke about this lens, but I just want to talk about it again for the Fujifilm X mount and share my experience using it on a Fujifilm camera. However, if you are interested in hearing more, check out my Sony E mount lens, because this is going to be a quick video, I guess. Like I said, I've used this lens for the Sony full frame E mount. I love this lens on the Sony body. So again, I just want to go over this lens for the Fujifilm X mount and share my thoughts on this lens because it's a great performer for the price. Now, we have to talk about the body here because this lens is lightweight. It has an all metal construction. It feels really good in the hands, everybody. It also has an aperture ring on the lens because we all know how much Fuji lovers love that aperture ring. The 75mm focal length on a crop censored body like a Fuji camera will give you about 112mm in full frame field of view. So you're going to get those long and tight shots, making this lens great for portrait photography, but also landscape photography and a little bit of travel photography as well. Hell, you can use this to shoot street photography if you want. Now, if you are familiar with TTartisans, then you know that when it comes to like their USB-C port for firmware updates, they tend to put it on the back of the cap and not at the back of the lens like other third-party lens manufacturers do. When it comes to autofocusing on single point autofocusing, I didn't seem to have any issues on my Fujifilm X-S20. It's quick and it's snappy. I just don't trust any lens with tracking when it comes to Fujifilm bodies, unfortunately. And we have to talk about the image quality. So for whatever reason, I like this lens better on the Fuji X mount than on the Sony E mount. Don't get me wrong, the rendering is like really nice, and perhaps it has something to do with like, the Fuji sensor or the colors. It just makes me like the images that I get from my Fujifilm X-S20 than my Sony A7C II, which was the camera that I used with this lens. Now at f2, I would say that this lens is sharp on my Fujifilm X-S20, and I find that the rendering of it has this nice look. It's sharp, but it's not one of those like clinical sharp images that you find in lenses like the Sigma lenses or something like that. The bokeh I find to be nice and smooth as well. And on like the 26 megapixel XS20 sensor, there are some green fringing that I found, but it's only in like extreme cases. Perhaps you will see it more on, on a 40 megapixel sensor. But for me, I think it's fine. Overall, I say that this lens does take beautiful, beautiful images. And at 75mm, you're going to get some crazy compression combined with the f2 combined with this f2 aperture. This lens is coming in at 200 bucks, and I would say for anyone that is looking for like a telephoto lens that is on a budget, I think this could be a solid option for you. It has autofocus, it has the aperture ring, it has great image quality. So this lens in particular is an interesting lens for the Fujifilm X mount. If you think about it, what's competing with this right now? I'd say the only thing that comes close is like the XF 90mm f2, and as well the Viltrox 75mm f1.2. So those two are, just a little bit out of the, if those two lenses are out of your price range, this right here is 200 bucks. It's another solid options for you budget conscious people out there. Now, if you are interested, I'll leave the links down in the description below, and let me know your thoughts. Do you guys own this lens for the Fujifilm X mount? I would like to know. And if you find these videos helpful in any ways, please subscribe to my channel, as it pushes my videos out to the rest of the world out there. And it does this thing with the algorithm. So I greatly appreciate if I could have your support. And that's it for me, guys. Thanks so much.